As you can see on the screen, we've got the Stargate protocol, which means in this video we will talk about layer 0 airdrop. It is highly anticipated airdrop, and I think it will yield quite a lot of money for people who get to participate in it. In this video, I want to show you exact steps that I'm taking to make sure that I'm eligible for it, and you can do this across multiple wallets if your funds allow you to do so. In the description to this video, you will find a link that will take you to this page over here. It will say Layer 0 Labs, and then all the instructions on how to take part in this airdrop. I will run you through how to use it, and then I will show you all the protocols and how to do things, but I'll let you figure out the small details, otherwise that will make this video way too long. If you want a very detailed video, please drop a comment to this video and I'll see if I can record one for you specifically. Alright, Layer 0 Labs. If you want to learn more about protocol, I think you'll have to go somewhere else because this video is airdrop strictly. PreAirdrop Checklist. Things you need to have before starting to farm this airdrop is Ethereum for gas, USDC for transactions, AVAX for gas on AVAX chain, and BNB for gas on Binance Smart Chain. You need to purchase some SGG tokens. Now, anything that is underlined like this, you can just go ahead and click on it, and it will open you the CoinMarketCap, where you can follow the links and actually buy them off the exchanges. If you don't feel comfortable going through my links, please feel free to Google the listing yourself and then use the links you are comfortable with, because we know how many scams are going through with all the invalid links and things like that. How many tokens do you need to purchase? Honestly, really, potentially one will be enough for the airdrop. However, recommended quantity is over 30 and ideal quantity is 100, and we'll get to why 100 in just a moment. And then you need to register and acquire Pontum or a Petra wallet. Both can be added to your Chrome as an extension, so you really shouldn't struggle with it if you use MetaMasks ever. Now, the actual steps to get the airdrop. First of all is the Stargate protocol, and we have it here in front of us right now. Stake your SGG tokens on the Stargate platform. Basically, you go into stake option. These are all the Stargate tokens that I have currently stacked, and you can stack them for as long as you like. I personally went and I had to do over 100, just like suggested here. I will explain why in a bit. I did over 100 on the BNB chain. I've got some on AVAX, I've got some on Ethereum, just to make sure that, you know, I tick all the boxes. But ideally, potentially, you only need one chain where you stake 100 or over 100. And I've locked it for the maximum duration, which I think is like 36 months. Now, I've written here recommended value of transfers is $1,000. Honestly, that's more of transferring tokens on this platform. So what you can do, you can go to transfer window. I'm currently on the BNB chain. So I go BNB, select the 213 SGG tokens, move it to Avalanche, go max, and then go transfer. I do it once, potentially a month, just to make sure that I'm eligible. First couple of weeks I did it more frequent, just to make sure I have some transactions within the same week. I think that's quite important. And then you transfer between like all 5 chains. I know it will cost you gas, but consider it, if you spend maybe $50, $100 on gas and you get about $2,000 in airdrop, it will pay for itself. Then we have a Snapshot Vote. Again, you can click on a link or you can go into stake option. And then at the bottom here, you've got the snapshot. Click on it, it will take you to the Stargate DAO. Currently, all the voting options are closed, but whenever there is a voting that will come up, you generally will get to know about it from their Discord server. What you do is you just click on it, vote yes, no, or abstain, and then you'll just have to sign with your MetaMask. That's about it. Very simple, very easy. Number 3, we've got the Pertus Bridge. Here's the Pertus Bridge, and this is where you will need your either Pontum wallet or your Petra wallet. So all you have to do here is just do some transactions. So for example, you can read the tutorial in the beginning, but you select the token USDC on Aptos network, then you select connect it to your MetaMask, go Avalanche, same USDC token, move some money around. That's pretty much all that is. You can bridge, you can pool and you can swap. Personally, I've done all the bridging, pooling and swapping on a Stargate platform. I've done all of that on this platform, but to a very little extent. I've probably done it once or twice. I've done a few transactions here, but I haven't done much in terms of swapping or leaving money in the pool. As you can see, WETH and Pertus right now, I've got 0.1 LP token, so it's almost nothing. Do keep in mind when you're bridging something from the Pertus onto another chain, sometimes it can take quite a bit of time, so like 2 or 3 days. So you just need to allow that time to pass. Right after that, we go into the Pertus Bridge. Pertus Bridge is pretty much exactly the same, where all you do is you swap between different chains. Once again, it is powered by Stargate. You just go through and swap between different chains. I prefer to select chains that don't have high fees like Avalanche, Matic, BNB, but once in a while I do make a transaction on Ethereum, Optimism, and Arbitrum, because Ethereum fees are still super expensive and Optimism and Arbitrum generally still expensive. Once you do a couple swaps here, then we can go to the next step. Now you can see that number 5 here has been crossed out, and the reason for that is actually no longer a viable option to do. There is no more testnet. If we go to this option, as you can see, demo is now disabled, which means soon they will be going live, and potentially this, using this particular bridge, Circle and Layer 0 combination, will be one of the airdrop options. So while this is crossed off, I want to direct your attention to the next point, which is Sushi X Swap. Sushi X Swap is not only very good to just play around with and potentially get yourself into the airdrop because this is powered by Stargate, but it's also an amazing option for transferring gas. Because we've all been there, you use your wallet and you ran out of gas at one point on one of the chains, and then you're like, what am I doing? What you can do here is if you enable the cross chain, you can take, for example, from Avalanche onto Ethereum, and you can exchange your, let's say, USDC tokens to Ethereum tokens. And then once you complete this, you will actually get Ethereum tokens on the Ethereum network, which means that'll allow you to pay for gas on whatever you're doing at the moment. Yes, there are fees associated with them, but sometimes that's not as important as having the gas right there and then. Keep in mind, there was a vulnerability on the route processor 2 contract. I personally haven't been affected. You can check that, but it's in the past. So if you've never connected to this, you are perfectly safe. Next on the list would be to interact with the protocols. And the example of the protocols would be the Rage Bull trading app, which is something like this, where you can deposit a $20 minimum USDC, and I think it's on Arbitrum network, yes. And then you can long and short tokens, and you can do pretty much whatever you want. This is a trading app. You can go to Mugen Finance and RDNT Capital. This is only some of the samples. Personally, I don't pay too much attention to these because I think these and Stargate in general would be the main focus for the airdrop, and the amount of money you pool there or provide liquidity would be the most detrimental to you actually getting the airdrop. But it is important to go through and make sure that you look at some apps and you interact with some of them, and your transaction history is not just blank. Another good one is to purchase the BTCP tokens on Avalanche network on Trader Joe. I didn't leave the link here, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. And then use the Bitcoin Bridge. Bitcoin Bridge, once again, is powered by the Stargate. So you can go on here and you can move it from Avalanche, where is it? Avalanche to Ethereum, for example, or Arbitrum network, and then move it back. Do that a couple of times. Make sure you've got the transaction history built up on this one as well. Now, next on the list are these 3 protocols, which are not yet released or are in beta, which means you can't interact with them just now, but it is good to keep on a list and see maybe potentially you can interact with them sometime in the future. And to be very transparent with you, I've looked through a lot of videos of different influencers on the layer 0 topic to see if I missed anything, if I've got some steps that no one else has. And one step was mentioned very rarely, which is this BTCB bridge, which I've just showed you. But there are a couple of steps which were not mentioned whatsoever. And those are the steps I want to show you right now. You can become a guild member on the Stargate server. So if you click on a link here, it will take you to this page right here. You can become a member. So you can get roles on their Discord server, and how you do that is by connecting your wallet to this page. You connect to the Discord server, so it ties in your wallet with your Discord name, and there are 4 roles that you can complete. Role number 1 is becoming a member, and all you have to do for this is to connect your Ethereum wallet and you're done. So at least 1 point anyone can do, doesn't matter how much money you have. The number 2 is VE Staker. Now VE Staker, you need to stake at least enough Stargate to have 25 VE SGG. If we have a look on the Stargate platform, you can see that I've got 10 SGG locked, and that's 9.75 VE SGG. So basically you will need just over probably around 30 Stargate tokens in order to get your 25 SGG VE vested SGG tokens. That can be once again on pretty much any network. The only one I would hold off on is the Matic. Do not do it on Matic. For some reason they just don't like it. Generally I go for BNB or AVAX because the cheapest fees. Next is 100 SGG tokens, and that's exactly why I told you here that if you can afford to get 100 SGG tokens, this is probably the best option, because you can go ahead and stake 100 SGG tokens and have them on pretty much any platform, whether it is Optimism, Binance Smart Chain, or whatever you want. Once you have this 100 Stargate tokens, you again become the member of this 100 SGG club. And finally is a 1K LP farmer. And that's probably the most expensive one, the one that is probably out of reach for most people, is where you supply $1,000 worth of USDC, USDT, or BUSD on any of these chain. You see, not Metis, whatever you want to call it. They just don't like Metis for some reason. And once you complete this, you basically will have all 4 roles completed. You can verify it on the server and potentially increase your chance of getting some money out of the airdrop when it eventually happens. And I guess the biggest question is when the token will be released, and will it be released or will it be airdropped? And I guess the answer is we don't know, but somebody looked through the code and found that the address of the ZRO token holder who would pay for the transaction, blah, blah, blah. So there is a placeholder for this ZRO token, and hopefully that we can speculate that this will happen sometimes in the future. And I guess this brings us to the end of the video. Layer 0 is my personal most anticipated airdrop, and I can't wait for them to announce it and to take the snapshot, and fingers crossed that I'm part of it. Check out the description to this video where you can find the link to this webpage, and just follow through and do all the tasks that is required. It may take some time, but every now and then spending 10 minutes and doing the transactions may yield you thousands upon thousands of dollars. If you want to learn more about airdrops, link me a comment in the bottom of this video, and I'll try to record some more content for you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.